did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? It is because of media technologies that I am able to be in the position that I am now. From the initial planning and research on YouTube to the final export of the finished trailer in Final Cut, Ctrl-Alt-Delete would not have been possible to do without the use of media or digital technology throughout the entire process. In the research, planning, production and evaluation processes, we utilized a wide range of media technology. These included such products as YouTube, Wix, Facebook, Powtoons, Prezi, cameras and other equipment, Apple Final Cut Pro X, Apple Motion 5 and Adobe After Effects CS5. YouTube played a main role in the planning and research section for the production as it enabled us to research into codes and conventions. We would find suitable trailers and watch them for analysis in order to extrapolate details and specific codes which lie in its genre. We also used YouTube for tutorials. For example, we knew we wanted VFX muzzle flashes in the trailer and so found tutorials on how to do this via the use of Google and YouTube. A further use of YouTube was in the evaluation process. We had uploaded our finished trailer to YouTube in order for it to be easily seen by teachers/moderators. We realized after, however, it was also very useful for judging how successful our trailer was. We were given information on average minutes watched, audience, age range, country, etc. Wix is an HTML5 website building site. It allows any user to create a website for free using templates or even starting from scratch and creating their own design. It's fast, simple and easy to use. I decided to create my own website for Ctrl-Alt-Delete using Wix to act as a blog for my coursework. This enabled me to be more creative with the presentation of my work, as I didn't have the restrictions of the design and format which you have when using other sites such as Blogger. I used Wix in this way for both my research, planning, and evaluation. I could create a page specifically for them, and the program enabled me to easily format and design them with little stress. I could simply copy and paste text, videos, or even audio tracks directly onto the page. All three of us kept in contact throughout the phases of planning and research through the use of Facebook, discussing and pitching ideas as well as sharing information we had found. Facebook enabled us to also much more easily organize events such as filming days. For example, it allowed us to contact large amounts of people in regards to extras needed for filming. Just like YouTube, it also proved very useful to get feedback on our work, whether that be the trailer or our ancillary tasks. Powtoons is a cloud-based HTML5 presentation or animation building software which allows users to easily create their own animations which are a lot more appealing than the standard PowerPoint. I used Powtoons in my research and planning of all three tasks, for the research into codes and conventions, theorists, and so on. The site enabled me to decrease the amount of text on my website and allow me to have information presented in a neat, concise, and visually pleasing format. Prezi is similar to Powtoons in its objectives, to create more interesting way of presenting information. Prezi does this by a very fluid step-by-step jumping sequence which again is an online software which we used for the research into codes and conventions of psychological thrillers. This again was another way of presenting my research without the need for paragraphs upon paragraphs of text. During the planning process, we used several different cameras for location scouting. Using the cameras enabled us to photograph and document locations we had seen and further review them later for their suitability to the trailer. In some cases we used a top-of-the-range consumer camera, and in others we simply used our mobile phones to take a quick picture when on the move. During production we used Canon's DSLR 600D which allowed us to film in full 1080p at 25 fps, or sometimes we even shot at 720p at 50 fps, so we could slow down the footage in post-production. Other equipment used in production would include tripods, glide tracks and steady frames. The steady frame in particular came in very useful for creating the action scenes. It ironically allowed us to be more shaky with our shots and enabled us to be more agile with the camera. Final Cut is a very popular editing program from the average YouTube vlogger to the big-budget Hollywood studio. Final Cut is an excellent program which enabled us to edit our recordings, add overlays, color correction, etc. It was because of this program we were able to create the trailer and make it how it is now. Motion 5 is an animation program, the equivalent of Adobe Flash but is paired with Final Cut. It is mostly used to create titles and 2D animations for use within Final Cut. For our own purposes, we use the software to create some titles and effects for the trailer. For example, the CCVI Productions logo shown in the first half of the trailer or the TV static effects shown throughout. After Effects is a very well-known and renowned special effects program that has been used throughout the industry. From 3D modeling to lens flares, After Effects is capable of pretty much any effect you can imagine. We wanted to use the program for muzzle flash gun effects, however due to our absence of knowledge about the program, we had to use tutorials on YouTube, as mentioned earlier, in order to do this. We also used After Effects for the creation of the CGI 747 shot in the trailer.